right? Are you like click go live young? And then it's like, no, are you sure? It's like, son of a bitch.
We are live. Hello, everyone.
We are live. Hello.
Oh.
I'm supposed to do a part, right?
Right. I gotta help you. I've got 2 things of individual servings of hummus.
Sweet. We're ready then. Okay. New Warriors, come out to play. There we go.
I almost knocked over my 2 glass bottles when I grabbed my. I don't need.
Oh, I heard the clink. I
clinked them.
Keep them separated. Oh my goodness, everybody! Hello, hi, hello, bienvenidos. Welcome to Come Out to Play. That's the name of the show, right? It's a New Warriors podcast. I am a Delvin, also known as a Dark Web. We're about to talk New Warriors comics from the 1990s, but we got to introduce people, and I can't think of a better introduction for the Nova to my Night Thrasher than what Courtney Holland just put up on the board. It is Mario Jarrod. It's me, Mario Jarrod, a.k.a. The Probe.
Hello, and I want to say hi to Courtney and Kathleen and Linkovich are all already in the chat, ready to talk New Warriors. Brought the mustache back. We'll see how long it stays before the lip sweat gets to me. But yeah, man, I'm back for some more New Warriors.
Sweet. That is awesome. Do you have any questions or whatever to ask me and keeping me straight? And I'm not looking at the script right now, but
that's right.
That's usually the part that comes next.
I have the script literally 2 feet off. You'd think I would have got that. One of these days, I know it's episode 6. One of these days we'll have it together. All right, so I'm supposed to bring a question for Delvin for every episode. This episode, I'm going to keep it simple. Rapid fire answers.
Sure.
Who do you prefer?
Okay.
Namorita or Vance Astro? Marvel Boy.
Marvel Boy.
Okay. Firestar or Speedball?
Speedball.
Nova or Night Thrasher?
I'm about to say, if you didn't remember Night Thrasher.
I started opening my drink at the same time. Couldn't do both.
Night Thrasher, of course, he is the man, or he's trying to be. Anyway.
So if you could only have half the team based off the decisions I gave you, your choices are Marvel Boy, Speedball, and Night Thrasher.
Yep. You got one leader, you got one serious person, and you got one goofball. I mean, that's the start of a pretty good team, right?
That's how we built the Longbox Crusade Network.
Pretty much.
And I want to welcome Auburn Elvis to the chat. And he asked a good question. I don't know if he's talking about me because I have a mustache.
It could be.
Or
it's
possible. Got our guest. But anyway, I'll let you handle that. He probably missed the hummus. The hummus jars. He probably missed
it. He did. Auburn Elvis, he clinked them together just for you.
Together individual servings of hummus.
When we come out to play, we play healthy.
Mm-hmm.
There was no other clinking involved. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Stop it. And I should introduce, since he's our first guest. I mean, like we set him up this way perfectly, and we had it all well organized. All the way going back to Sunday when I was like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" And he's like, "All right."
I'm divorced. I have nothing better to do.
He's divorced. He has nothing better to do. He is also Jason Alberich.
Well, hello.
Some people call him Weasel Skull. Hello, Jason. Hi.
Hey.
Hey there.
Thanks for having me. You two are some real cool clucks, let me tell you.
That's what we say about ourselves often. Since you're on the hot seat here, you know, in all of your splendor and handsomeness, and you get to see the back of your room, and we can ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
That we ask all newcomers to the show, even though you're the first. We're going to ask them to all be.
We would tend to.
Okay, all right.
It does. It starts with you. Like, do you have an introduction to the New Warriors? If so, what was it?
New Warriors. don't really have an introduction. I didn't read the comic book. There are some certain crossovers, so I'm familiar with most of the characters. And I believe didn't we read a New Warriors comic for Crusademas? You brought one for Crusademas. So I read.
Sure did.
Yeah, it was long.
We don't have time for all that, you know.
Okay,
so New Warriors, you read one before.
so I read one New Warriors before, and I'm familiar with the characters, with the exception of Namorita. She was kind of she was a new introduction to me. I think she was floating around maybe Alpha Flight back in the day, but I didn't.
You said the exact same thing on Crusademas, and it is not Namorita.
Okay,
it was someone else.
Yeah, memory cells, you know. But Namorita was kind of interesting to me. We'll get into that into the show.
Okay. So then that's going to make this next question then, and I have to ask it because I have to set it up for other people who will be on the show. Because let me tell you, people are lining up,
clamoring
to be on this show.
Uh-huh.
You're all in the DMs like, Delvin, can I be on the show? And I'm like, calm down,
settle.
All right, I got to ask the next question. And you can make up anything you want to, since you don't have that much of a background with New Warriors. If you wanted to come up with an ideal New Warriors team, who would it be and why?
New Warriors team. That's a good question. So with the New Warriors, I kind of get the sense that they're young, kind of almost Teen Titan-esque is kind of the vibe I'm getting. So I'd want to go. I'd want to go young. No, don't go young.
No, sorry, young is correct. I was shaking my head because I saw the sticker. It's a whole thing we got going on. Anyway, let's put Jason on the big screen. Stay focused.
Jarrod, we were supposed to be friends.
Okay, my bad.
All right. How many are on the team? So how many do I have to choose from? Like 6?
You don't have to choose 6, but
okay.
you can choose as many as you'd like.
I would go with the one that pops into my head right now is the young Kate Bishop Hawkeye. I would like to see her in the New Warriors.
Ooh, I like it.
I think I'd like to see Shuri from Black Panther in the New Warriors. I think that would be a good combo. You got the archer, you got the kind of science-based badass. So I think that would be cool. Let's see, who else would be good in the New Warriors? I would go with, and I know he's kind of in Champions, so it's the thing, but
it's okay. You can be on 2 teams.
Okay, I was thinking the Spider, the new Spider-Man,
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales. I think that would be a good. I was kind of thinking, who would I get to replace Night Thrasher and Miles Morales? Seems like that might be a good.
Man, I just finished reading up to the latest run of Miles Morales Spider-Man. It is probably past 28, but that's as much as I have that's come to the house. And man, they're really making a special character with him. It's cool. It's like he has similarities to Peter Parker, but like the direction that they've taken him into, it's been really cool. So I'm not reading Champions, but it would be cool to see him in a dynamic like that. So if they ever were to just come up with a team of New Warriors for the 2020s, good God, it's 2021.
Yeah, I think the last person that I would put on there, and I'll leave 2 spots open, but I think there needs. I would like to see a connection to the mutant universe, and I'd like to see the new Wolverine. In there, I think she would be a good addition.
I mean, that's a Night Thrasher right there,
mm-hmm.
or Nova, depending on who's the hothead element of the issue.
Yep. So I'll throw out those 4. Those will be my starting 4.
Well, keep in mind, Jason, that the New Warriors were initially intended to only be 4 people. So
okay,
that's a good start. Like, I mean, you had Speedball that just wandered in there like God knows what, and who was the other one? Namorita, right?
think
Crap.
so.
We
Sure.
just read this. We
I
just
know
read
this is
this
6 issues ago.
I know. Like we would fail at the report
He
card. but
distinctly wanted Firestar.
he wanted Firestar.
He wanted Nova.
I like Firestar. Firestar's cool.
He wanted Firestar, Nova, and
Was it Marvel Boy who horned in as well?
no,
I
he
know
wanted
Marvel Boy and Firestar kind of came aboard the Avengers during the Perez run, so they've always.
There we
kinda,
go. Thank you, Tim. Nita and Namorita and Speedball crashed the party.
There we
go.
can always count on people in the chat.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks,
I mean,
thanks, Linkovich. I don't give him credit for things.
Because God forbid that the people of this show actually know anything.
I know, right?
Jason.
we wholly rely on what we see in the comments.
I believe it.
We're sitting there like, and then this was a great issue where
I really enjoyed issue 6.
Well, this is my second New Warriors issue that I've ever read, so this is
Nice.
all new to me.
we have
probably
a
7th for
newbie.
me.
I'm sorry, Jared. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, I said probably the 7th for me. These 6 and the one you brought to Crusade Miss.
Nice. We have a newbie to New Warriors, and I have to read our boilerplate, lest this be a just crazy live stream that's all over the place. Come out to play as a chronicling of the 1990 series, The New Warriors. The first volume of New Warriors ran 75 issues. Jared and I will cover all of this first volume as I rediscover my love for this series. I never lost it, I'll be honest. Help Jared find his and share our love and joy with the listening audience. So grab your skateboards and bucket helmets. It is time to play. The issue we will be covering today is New Warriors issue 6. The cover credits go to Mark Bagley and Larry Malstead. And I bet when I come back to StreamYard, Jared's going to have it up already.
I've changed the banner already.
See,
And
he's already on it.
And the cover. Oh, wait for it. There it is.
I'm very patient.
Bam!
But now we can't see
Oh.
Delvin. There you go.
There he
He's
is.
a pro. He's a pro.
I am a pro. And well, there's the cover for New Warriors issue 6. But we need some people to talk about it. So we have a guest. Let's start with Jason. Jason, what do you think about this cover?
This cover rocks, man. I peek behind the curtain. Jarrod showed this to me a couple weeks back, and it was an homage to that Kirby-esque cover.
Snap your fingers, Jason.
There it is.
And just
There
if you
it
wanted to
is.
go back, snap them again.
So there we go, New Warriors. Fantastic Four. Back to New Warriors. Okay. So let's talk about Black Bolt. Black Bolt is one of those characters that I think is really cool, but I haven't really read a lot about him. So I've just never really dug into the Inhumans too much. But I mean, just his look, his stature, the fact that he can't speak, otherwise he'll literally level mountains. So his actions dictate, how he's feeling and what he's doing. I just think he just looks cool visually, and he's a very cool character that I wish I knew more about. And to have him prominently displayed on the New Warriors cover, that is really something that would get someone like me who maybe hasn't read a whole bunch of New Warriors to pick this up and start thumbing through it. And then when you add Bagley into the mix, well, you've got the artist with the chops to hook me. I'm fish hooked at this point, and I want to pick it up and read this comic. So just really beautiful cover.
Jason, that literally may have been like the best review you've ever given.
I don't know.
I was sitting here captivated. I was like, word? Yeah. Wow.
This looks really, really good.
Holy crap. Like, Jared, you can't possibly top that, but please try.
Is a cover good? It's got colors. And,
you got these colors, and they match.
Oh,
kind of like these colors, but this is more purple.
All right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having fun with the snap thing.
I completely agree with Jason. It's dynamic. It's a great drawing of Black Bolt. I mean, that's the original, right? From Fantastic Four 46, way back to issue 46, right? Take a minute, everybody, look at that. I think that's Kirby, right? And you can't ever say an unkind word about Kirby. We all know this.
No.
But I actually like that drawing of Black Bolt better than the one on the old FF issue. I know that might be heresy, and I know I might be vamping for time because Delvin looks frozen. Oh, he's starting to unfreeze. All right, he's thawing out.
Yeah, it's raining here in lovely Charlotte, North Carolina, so apologize for anything.
No worries, no worries. I do like that purple haze behind his head. I think that gives it an extra oomph. I love the fact, I'm going to go back to the homage cover. If you look, you got the FF, and then you've got the Inhumans. And here they're just all replaced with New Warriors. I think that's clever. That's a clever change up. Yep. And again, I mean, no slight on Kirby. He's the king, but that drawing of Black Bolt might be the best drawing of Black Bolt I've ever seen. It's so dynamic, so good. And props to Milstead, because look at those inks. Every time you see those black highlights and those in there, that's Milstead. And he just, if I'm saying it right, Malstead is with an A. My bad. Anyway, the anchor, the anchor Malstead is killing it. It all comes together. Color's great, ink's great, layout's great, homage is great, and that is a great drawing of Black Bolt. So that's where I'll leave.
Man, I don't even have much to add to that, except that I forgot that this was an homage cover, and you showed it to me, and I forgot again in that time. So when you brought that to the oh yeah, which, because I was looking at the cover again, I've been looking at the last couple of days, and I'm like, man, this cover's okay. It's like, couldn't there have been more action, whatever? And the answer is no, because it is an homage cover. And yeah, and Black Bolt alone, just that image of it, he can sell the book, because that is he just looks cool and powerful. And for some reason, I really like Night Thrasher's the head there. It looks like he's throwing Black Bolt shade. Like, you ain't all that with your little powers and everything. Not important. But it is a cool cover, and it is a very cool homage. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that they didn't put at some point, just like a throwback cover to King Kirby or something like that. They usually do that when they put their little name under it.
I have this funny feeling. I'm going to get rid of the banner real quick. I have this funny feeling that if you look next to the black box where the UPC goes, you see Bagley and Malstead. I have this strange feeling that probably above that, it probably said after Kirby, but the UPC covered it up.
I mean, if you bring me up,
I've got the same thing going. We're like in triple stereo, but I've got the UPC. You've got the Spidey head. I think under that rectangle that it might be there. If not, or this was right at that era before people were really good about crediting those kind of things. And I mean, again, we both have met Bagley. We know Bagley. We know he's nothing but respect when it comes to this. We know that's what the thing is. So super.
Yeah. There's no way him or Malstead would have disrespected. Either way, fantastic cover that we should probably rate. We do a 1 to 10 thing here, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. I'm just going to ignore the word Trunkian altogether. And Jarrod, you talked last. So why don't you give it a rating? What do you rate New Warriors 6 to cover?
I got a quick shout out for a humorous comment from Amarillo. Looks like he's about to drop a fat beat in the club. He does. he looks like he looks like Eminem when he's about to do his thing at 8 Mile, with the rap battles. Unfortunately, in his first lyric, he kills everybody in the room. But anyways, 1 to 10, man.
Hold on. That was very good.
Thank you. All right, everybody, throw your hands.
Sorry, everybody.
And they're dead.
And everybody's dead. All right. No, but I'm going to give it a strong 9. I think, like I said, that's the best Black Bolt drawing I've ever seen, maybe ever. So super strong 9, holding the 10 in my pocket for maybe some super New Warriors cover to come. But yes, strong 9.
What about you, Jason?
I'm going to go with Jarrod on this one, be unoriginal and say a 9. I think this one really grabbed me coming out of the gate. I don't know if there's anything better than this coming, so I just be hesitant to hang a 10 on this one, but it's really doggone close. This is a strong cover, so 9 for me.
I'd be interested to see your score, Delvin, since you have more perspective of the cover gallery throughout the years.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, you remember covers and you don't. I can tell you I was at a 7, and I forgot that it was an homage cover. And it is a fantastic drawing of Black Bolt. So that warms my normally not cynical heart, but I was maybe because I've just seen a lot of Bagley, but I'm at an 8 on it. I think it's really, really good. I don't know what else you could have done because again, it's still early on. They're still doing the all new X-Men thing of got to get all of the characters of the book on to the cover of the book. They're
and a recognizable guest star because we got to get people to read this book.
Correct.
Well,
and a recognizable guest star. Mission accomplished, and it's fantastic. Those lines in the back. So I definitely not mad at your 9. I think if anything that my 8 is a little bit cynical, but either way, I think we're all in agreement that it is a fantastic cover. So
a fantastic cover.
I'm not intentionally clever. That's just not, that's not anything that I do. So that was very unintentional. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was about to start reading the synopsis, but I am jumping ahead.
I think I got to do something like creative team or something like that.
You do. Oh. Here's Jarrod with the credits for the issue.
All right. Credits for the issue and surprise announcement. Delvin didn't even know this was coming. Over at Longbox Crusade headquarters, our tech supervisor / founder, Pat Sampson, has taken the audio tracks only from the previous 5 episodes, and he's turning them into podcasts. So these will be released on the Longbox Crusade network as podcasts. And episode 1, which you can still watch on YouTube, will be available via podcast tomorrow. So I just want to throw that out there.
Awesome.
Nice.
Great news.
Yes.
And
indeed.
I'm going to get to doing a bumper for it. We're a little bit late on that little behind the scenes thing. Pat was like, he came out with like a very, very cool intro. I was like, I think it needs a bumper. And he's like, yeah, you should do a bumper. And I'm like, yeah, I should do a bumper.
You got to bumper it.
Yeah. I should have bumped up my time parameter there, but it's all good. We will have a bumper on episode 2, hopefully, if Pat does his cutting and scratching like a DJ. But here is Jarrod with the cover credits.
Almost. Fair warning. I don't think there's any audio editing. I think it's raw audio from YouTube stream. So you get what you get. You don't pitch a fit every.
Like Roger Bronco.
Let me do creative team. We're doing New Warriors issue number 6. Its on sale date was October 23rd, 1990. Its cover date was December of 1990. Cover price, $1. I can still remember from when they went from 75 cents to $1, and it was like,
hold on, god dang it.
Oh.
I remember when they went from 60 to 75 cents. I'm out.
The story is by Fabian Nicieza, pencils Mark Bagley, inks Larry Malstead, colors Andy Yankus, letters is Joe Rosen, and the editor is Danny Fingeroth. And this is all thanks to Mike's Amazing World, where we get all of our wonderful comic book information. We can't recommend them enough. If you want some comic book insights, go to Mike's Amazing World of Comics. And with that, Delvin, hit us with a synopsis as I change the banner.
I will. Quick question. Does Mike's Amazing World have a Twitter feed?
Hey, I don't know, but I will research it while you read the synopsis.
Man, you are a good man, Jarrod.
You're a better one.
Thank you. I was like, if you didn't do that, I was going to be hurt.
I'm like multitasking like a mofo over
here. You're just indispensable. You are a freaking Swiss Army knife over there. All right. The title of this book is The Inhuman Condition. With Jason and Jarrod talking tonight, I'll be short on the synopsis. The Warriors were divided in half thanks to Stain International, launching a rocket of toxic chemical waste into space with Namorita, Firestar, and Marvel Boy on it, along with Star Thief. On Earth, Nova, Night Thrasher, and Speedball deal with Stain exec Hanklin and his crew of mandroids. Nova finds out Stain sent poison to the moon to poison the home of none other than the Inhumans. This ends mostly in a stalemate, but the Warriors prove to be good heroes. Team Space teams up with the Inhumans and Star Thief with a rapidly changing agenda. Eventually, the rocket was evaporated with teamwork. Star Thief remains with the Inhumans, and the team grows stronger. The team gets united thanks to Lockjaw and off to face new adventures, with the only loose end to tie up is some lady in Cairo who was apparently buried in a pyramid at one time.
I'm still lost as last year's Easter eggs on that.
Still? They're screaming it at you, Jarrod. They're screaming it.
I don't know.
Son of a biscuit. All right. we got to talk about it. Highs, lows, anything that wants to come up in the book. Let's start again with our very esteemed guest, Jason. Jason, what do you got for the book, man?
I'll start it off with a high. I think it was an interesting way for me as a new reader to jump on issue 6 and quickly kind of get caught up into what was going on. And it was one of those issues where all of the characters did something. So I got a good sense of their, their personalities as well as their power sets. And it was interesting to me too, because since they got split up, I could kind of look at how these three interacted back on Earth versus the other three as they interacted with the Inhumans on the moon. So it was it was kind of a fun read for me. Like I said, as a new reader, to jump aboard. And the plot, although it was a little complicated and I wasn't really sure what the deal was with Star Thief at the beginning, the story did a really good job of catching me up to where I know Stain's a dirtbag, so he's shooting this rocket up for some ne'er-do-well reason, and it looks like we got 3 of the folks on the rocket, 3 folks back here. We've got problems down here that these 3 folks need to deal with, and we kind of pick up the story on the rocket, and then we learn more about Star Thief. Actually got a good reflection on his origin story there. So I felt really satisfied at the end of the day. It's what I want as a first-time reader, to jump aboard a book at issue 6 and be entertained and kind of know what's going on. So well done for the writers and the artists for having a good book for me to jump on board with.
Jarrod, who is this?
I think he thumped his table 3 times though, so it's Jason.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did I thump the table? Sorry. I was just moving my mouse. I wasn't like,
I will break him of this habit one day.
No, you won't.
I wasn't doing this thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that was incredible, Jason.
He's on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He is on fire. I do have a question though about just some of those dynamics you mentioned. Does any dynamic in particular stick out to you amongst any of the teammates?
I think the one that surprised me the most was Namorita. I didn't realize she kind of talked like a 30s gangster, sometimes like use some cool clucks. And I was just like, what is going on? And she kind of had a bit of a mouth on her and an attitude. So it was almost kind of, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I guess I was thinking like Namor,
more regal,
right? Yeah, regal, arrogant, but she wasn't really arrogant, but she was tough. So that one really kind of shocked me. The other ones were kind of as I figured they would be, but she's the one that really stood out as this is an interesting character. And like I said, I kind of knew Firestar and Vance Astrovic from the Avengers, so I kind of had inside track on them. So Namorita stood out to me.
Man, one day we gotta talk about that Avengers run. That was such a fun run.
It was.
before we get off track by me leading us there, let's keep us on this track and let's bring it up to Jarrod. Jarrod, what do you have, man? High, low, anything?
Well, I tell you, I've got my screenshots to kind of walk through. So maybe we should just kind of hold me in reserve and let you maybe do a high or low with Jason again, and then I can run through my screenshots so we can talk thusly. That way I won't take everybody's time.
Okay.
Having said that, I will throw in one little thing real quick. It's not related to the issue itself. This is the first one that I've had the physical copy of. I've been reading off of Marvel Unlimited, so I have ads, and I just had to put this one up. Y'all remember these trading cards?
Yes.
Jason and I collected like the whole set.
I think that's actually where I first kind of stumbled on. The Night Thrasher.
Yeah.
That's because I think that's where
I think Speedball had a card.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where I first started figuring out what their power sets were.
I collected so many of those cards, and the one that I never found, crazily, ironically enough,
Cosmic Spidey.
I think he came in every pack. What are you talking
about? Dude, I know. I'm sitting there picking up. I'm like, I know I'm going to get it. Son of a...
Hey, don't bang the table.
that was just what I
did it for emphasis.
But no, I'm sorry to quasi derail the story talk, but I saw that. I was like, oh, that ad we had them all. We even found a bunch of the hologram cards. Times right there. Anyway, I'll let you guys go back, and then I'll come in with my screenshots whenever you feel is the time for that, Delvin.
Sure. Jason, you're up, bud. Give me something else.
Okay. I liked the reaction of the it's not mandroids, but the thugs that were working with Stain. Was it mandroids that were working with Stain. And
they're kind of practical, weren't they?
They were. Yeah, I was on board with that one guy. He just finally he had enough of his boss. I thought that was a really cool moment where the New Warriors that were still Earthbound banded together with the Mandroids to help put out the fire, save people, and then Stain was still trying to start some S between the Mandroids and the New Warriors, and finally the Mandroid was like, no, we're done here. And I thought that
worth, Jason, it's not Stain. Like Stain's way too big for this.
It's not.
It was a young project manager by the name of Hanklin.
Okay.
Was the bad guy.
He works for Stain though.
He does
right. Yeah. I guess I was just using the Stain Corporation too liberally there, but you get the scene. I thought that was really cool when the Mandroid just said, no, we're done here. And that was unique. I thought that I thought there was going to be a battle between the New Warriors and the Mandroids, but I was glad to see them kind of come together, get people out of danger, and the Mandroids finally put their foot down and said, no, this isn't happening. That was fun.
If we want to put the fire out, we're going to have to work with these guys.
Right. Yeah.
It took a couple of kind of unconventional things to happen to get to that point too, because Night Thrasher was kind of like, look, there's a fire. We got to save folks.
Mm-hmm.
And to where even Speedball's like, Night Thrasher is being reasonable here.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then it took Mandroids who almost literally could be the stereotypical bad guys, let's destroy everything. But instead they took the tack and was like, well, no, they helped us put out the fire and they saved us from Star Thief. So we should let them go. So yeah, two very unconventional moments in comic book history, kind of, because and they'll do that every now and again to kind of make a point. And I like that. I like that the point was made for both of those.
Yeah, you don't see that often, and I appreciated it.
Okay. Jarrod, we miss you, man. You gotta come on, show us something. Show us one of your screenshots.
All right.
And let's talk about it.
I know where to move to.
We're pros now.
And we're pros now. Okay. First screenshot. And I went with page 1.
Nice.
And what I do, Jason, since your first time on the show, is I tend to read it and then I go through digitally and I grab the screenshots of moments or something I particularly liked about this. Now I really grabbed this one because I like the energy of it. You really get the sense that Nova is clearly angry, and those two guys could literally not hold Nova back.
Nope.
Even if they're trying their hardest. But I think he's just being kind to his friends. But it really gave us a good sense of how it started. I think artistically it's really good. And of course, it's got the creators on there, kind of a reminder who all did the book. But that's why I picked this one. If you guys have any comments on that, now's your chance before I move on.
Yeah, they did mention, or the very next page, because you got Night Thrasher basically climbing on them to try and do anything, and when Nova was ready, it was kind of like, get off me, son, you're lightweight. He just flips.
He did. On the next page, he did literally toss them both aside.
Yeah, I mean, which was a good show of Nova's power. The only other thing that I want to mention is I like that there has been the same creative team for several issues now. They're starting to gel a little bit, and I like that you are able to get that. By the way, Linkovich did mention for the cover credits that Fabian Nicieza and Mark Bagley were listed as storytellers, as opposed to Fabian Nicieza being the writer and Mark Bagley being the penciler. I did, and I told him I did see that, but since we know what Fabian does and what Mark does, and then I just left it as the same. But it is worth noting that is how they listed them in the book.
Fair.
Sorry. Yeah, I think that as a first-time reader for me, this page really grabbed me because I knew something bad went down, something bad happened. Nova is obviously very upset, and it grabbed me as a reader right away and made me want to keep reading and turn the page. So I think that that's the only thing that I'll add there is just from a first-time reader perspective. This is a good way to start a story.
Excellent. Sweet. Excellent. I see a couple of folks joining us. I just want to welcome everybody and tell you guys, hop in the chat if you like. We have a really friendly chat group, and we love to get insights and answer questions, or have other people in the chat answer questions. But moving on then. Oh, someone even gave us a like. Don't forget to smash that like button, folks. All right, for the next page, I selected the one where our old friend Nova is not exactly thrilled about helping the Mandroids and Stain, but he's doing the right thing. And so I picked this for a couple reasons. One, because like Jason mentioned earlier, the Mandroids kind of quickly saw the practicality of the situation, so we need to work together. So here are the heroes of our book working with last issue's villains to fight a bigger threat, and that's always cool. It's funny to see Nova's attitude about it, like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. And then I selected it because, oh my goodness, let me get rid of this banner.
I know what you're going
for. Skateboard, y'all.
Sweet trucks.
Oh man, who can resist the skateboard of Night Thrasher? So that's why I selected it. And Jason, how about you make comment this time if you have anything?
Well, other than it being a beautiful page and a good action sequence here, the thing that I took away from this, and this page really kind of helped define, is that this is a team that is really grounded on planet Earth, right? If a group of Avengers suddenly ended up getting abducted off-world, some other planet someplace, well, they could just call on Thor to open up a dimensional rift, or, Tony Stark will have a souped-up Quinjet they can jump in and fly to planet whatever to come save them. These folks are stuck. And so these guys, and what made this scene really, really stick out to me is that their heart of hearts, they want to rescue their three friends. They don't really want to be here dealing with this mess that they did not make. But here they are. And so I think that this panel really helped kind of tell that story. They're doing the right thing, the only thing that they can. And then there's kind of that sense of frustration that comes later where they have to admit, we just got to hope for the best for those, for our other team members, because we don't have that kind of power. We don't have those kind of resources. So I think this page really, really helped tell the story. It was a good action page, and it showed the team doing the only thing that they could do in that circumstance.
What it also did, well, the page before it, I believe, where Nova was ticked, and he, excuse me, he took Hanklin and just shot him up and way in the air, up in the dang air, and it got him to reveal the plot of the book. So that was a very clever way to do that, where Hanklin was like, yeah, there's this city on the moon and we want it, and we're gonna poison them. So, which isn't very nice, by the way. You shouldn't do that. If people are living somewhere, let them live. But it got them to reveal that plot point, and that was a very good way of introducing that into the story too. That was cool. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
Next
you
slide.
see, we have 3 tank divisions.
2 in Czechoslovakia.
All right, it was coming, Delvin. We have our side story insert, and I have 0 clue who I'm dealing with here.
Delvin, take it away, my friend.
Jason, you have a clue either? Because I keep being told that I should know who this is, and I don't.
Well, I mean, you're
Apocalypse is side piece. I don't know.
That's why I was like, the only person I know from here is like Apocalypse, and Delvin's like, not Apocalypse, and I was like,
yes, it's Asp. Apocalypse is side piece. It's Asp.
Asp. Man, that's cool. Everybody could use a good piece. Never mind. Just
so yeah. I mean, there's a reason it seems to keep coming up. I mean, this is about the 3rd or 4th. I mean, there's been 6 issues of New Warriors. This is at least the 3rd one where this mysterious lady has now spent $1 million to go to Cairo to a pyramid where she said that she once was dead.
Yeah.
In.
Yeah. I got nothing.
I would put up Linkovich's comment.
I just saw it. Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. If y'all don't know, I ain't going to say.
I know nothing about anything old school Nova. So
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Freaking Jarrod Alberich. You both know. And so I love this. When the reveal comes, and it will, you're going to enjoy it. So I'll just leave it at that. You have this woman. She clearly has plans on some big, sinister scheme. And she is clearly someone who has been around since the age of the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave it at that.
It's Aunt May.
Lots of frozen wheat cakes in this.
That's where she was. That's where Mysterio was held.
Boom.
This is the end of that storyline. There you go.
All right. Well, I will switch it up to I have 2 left as usual. I did 5. Let's see.
Beautiful.
I think that's why I picked this page. I'm like, okay, quick reminder. Yeah, just an awesome. I'll get rid of the banner once again so we can take it in its full glory. Just an awesome page of art, really. And I love the team up of Firestar, Black Bolt, and what's his name? Star Killer?
Star Thief. Which is weird because he didn't actually steal any stars.
Never stole a single star. No, he didn't. But
well, I mean, they named him Star Scream, and he never screamed at any stars. So
he screamed a lot, though. He did. He'd be like, Megatron.
That was really good.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jarrod.
Anyway, really just artistically, I like sort of we get a good teamwork of a super, super, super powerful Black Bolt And then why it kind of caught my eye is we've talked about this before, that I suspect, and I've kind of gotten that from other people, that Firestar is this team's Jean Grey. Because look who's on the front lines doing the heavy work next to one of the most powerful heroes in Marvel. Black Bolt is Firestar. Star Thief is in there. Sure, he's pretty powerful. He proved that in his debut last issue. Remember, nobody could even hurt him but Firestar.
That's true.
Interesting. So
I didn't know that.
I thought another clue that Firestar is this team's Phoenix.
If John Byrne were the co-plotter of the book, you better believe that Firestar would be getting corrupted by something at some point and going off and betraying her friends. And then Vance would be like, "No, I love you," but that's not exactly going to happen in New Warriors. I'll tell you that much.
Fair enough. But anyway, that just caught my eye. Artistically, I think it was really good, and then I just thought it was another kind of hint. Look who's rubbing shoulders with Black Bolt on that power.
And that's definitely worth mentioning. Like Tim Price very astutely mentions, and he kept it within the first 6. That's such a nice touch, Tim. That Firestar could hurt Terrax. Terrax is a freaking former herald of Galactus, and that says something. That's no slouch. Terrax is no slouch whatsoever. Firestar could hurt him, and Firestar was on the front lines with Black Bolt, who is one of the more powerful people in the Marvel Universe. And then you've got Star Thief, who they also established was super, super powerful. So that's cool. Jason, you got anything, dude?
Just a couple things. Number one, Black Bolt looks really cool in that,
that's right.
on that page. But two, again, this also helped kind of sell the story about how unique this is, these 3 being out in space. And you get that perspective from Firestar in this page and the page previous, because, again, with the Avengers, they're flying through space and doing stuff in space all the time. It just becomes another backdrop. But as a new reader on this book, I get the sense of like how unique this is, that these 3 characters are rubbing elbows with Black Bolt and the rest of the Inhumans, and how wondrous it is to be in space. And you get that perspective from Firestar, and I really appreciated that element of the storytelling.
I want to mention a couple of pages before this one about they did a good job in, Star Thief did have his reasons. He had a pretty consistent mission statement. Then it took him like being convinced by the Watcher himself to actually change his ways and say that it shouldn't just be exploration of space that's the problem, it's the exploitation of space. But like the actual battle between Star Thief and the Inhumans lasted like 0.83 seconds.
It was clearly an effort by Fabian and Mark to be like, we got to showcase each and every one of the Inhumans' powers, 1 panel each.
Yeah.
And we'll use poor Star Thief getting his ass handed to him in each and every one of those.
Gorgon drops on him. Karnak just cracks open his chest. It was crazy.
Yeah, he took a whooping, and he took a whooping quickly. And they was like, all right, we just want to establish the humans super powerful. They are awesome. All right, let's move on with the rest of the story. Those are good panels and very well done to get to this point. And you have one more to go, right, Jarrod?
I do. Please hold. There we go. And there we go. I believe it's the last page of the book. It is the last page of the book. I liked it because this is the first time in 6 issues that the team really felt gelled and happy to be together, relieved to see each other again with the handshakes. I love Nova picking up Namorita, and she's kind of into it, but also kind of like still
watch your hands.
Still Namorita, And then Speedball's like, my turn next, okay? It's like, Speedball, who let you in?
Who let you in the house?
Who let you in? So anyway, I guess my main complaint, that's too strong a word, for 6 issues, they haven't really felt warm, I guess, but I don't think they're supposed to. That's why I say complaints in air quotes. They're like getting to know each other. And this is, to me, is the first time they felt warm and almost family like. And I like that. So I put that moment as my final one.
I want to add before Jason starts. I mean, you got to admit though, like I agree with you, like that they haven't necessarily been the warmest as a team yet, but the nucleus of the team himself isn't warm. Wayne Taylor hadn't been the warm fuzzy dude at all. So like if you've got that nucleus that's a little bit unstable, the team's going to be a little bit unstable, right?
He has definitely read way too many issues of Batman and the Outsiders. He's like, this is how you run a team.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what you need to know when you need to know it. No
we're gonna put this team together. We got a mission. Also, beep this team. Jason, what do you got, man?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Again, new guy coming aboard here. I really get a sense of this team gelling together. I think you can't overstate it enough. There comes a point, and we've all been in the military. We all know what it's like to work on teams. There comes a point where you just have to trust your other teammates to get back or to accomplish their part of the mission. And I think that's a lesson they all kind of learned here. Early on, you had the team that was Earthbound trying to figure out a way to get into space to rescue their comrades. I have to say, there's nothing else we can do. End up focusing on the job at hand that they needed to do. And then, worried about their teammates. But at the end of the day, their teammates did what they needed to do on the moon, and everybody came back together. And I think that's one of those moments in team cohesion when it says, okay, we're a team, but we can function individually or in smaller groups. And I think you got that sense here. And then finally, I don't know who Ty is, this Ty lady is, but man, she moves like a ninja, doesn't she? She's stealthy.
She's definitely something, just from my point of view, Jason, 6 issues in, she's like, her and this other dude, Cord, are almost like their Alfred, if you will. They hang out at headquarters, but like she's like super smooth and sneaky. Like she definitely has skills and abilities that have yet to be revealed, and Cord probably does too.
Okay, yeah, she's interesting. So that was my last thought. Like I don't know who this is, but keep an eye on her.
Yeah, if Cord has no other powers or anything, I mean, his beard game is on point. So there's that.
His is good.
What are you trying to say, Jarrod?
No, nothing. Yeah. That's the end of my that's the end of my screenshot. So you roll back over here and keep DJing the show here. There we go.
Sweet. It's
put our host again in the middle.
So was there anything else in the book that's worth discussing? We covered 5 panels. We covered some stuff in the story, but there might be some things that we missed. Jason, was there anything that stuck out to you?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered most of it. I think it was just a good team book that broke the big main team into 2 smaller teams and had kind of 2 parallel stories going on, and they both worked really well. And so I appreciated that.
Jarrod, what about you?
No, another good issue. Minor picadillos, they introduced the Watcher for like 2 pages. He's kind of an important guy for be there for 2 pages. So I was like, okay. I think they had to cram in a lot because I think they wanted to showcase all of the Inhumans powers, and so it felt like a couple of things were shoehorned in a little bit. But overall, it came together pretty well, and I enjoyed it. And it definitely continues to get the Batman and the Outsiders vibe or the Teen Titans vibe, and those are good vibes to get. So, So far, so good.
Auburn Elvis brings up a fantastic point. He says the romance. And it's definitely worth mentioning. I mean, because we talked about Nova picking up Namorita, which was one thing, but there is the other romance that might seem to be budding a little bit where Vance Astrovic, he was hiding his identity from the team, but it looked like they were about to die. And so he took his mask off and said to Firestar, to Angelica Jones, said, I am Vance Astrovic. And she hugged him because she admitted she was afraid that they might die and everything. So, I mean,
I didn't pick up romance vibes from that. I just picked up as sort of a fatal moment of companionship. But people have been mentioning that romance a little bit in the chat tonight, so I'm starting to think there might be.
Again, I mean, I knew those two from the Avengers runs, and they were a couple at that point, if I remember correctly. They were already together.
Correctly.
So I kind of, when I read this, I was like, okay, we're kind of at the start of their budding relationship. So that made sense to me. But that was a good point for Auburn Elvis to bring up.
Didn't know any of it. I'm the last guy to know on this one.
Always the last to know. Jarrod doesn't know.
Jarrod doesn't know.
Nothing wrong with that. It makes for good fodder for come out to play. That's for sure.
Hey, man.
Look, I mean, you use your tools. That's all I'm going to say on that comment. And before I get any further down any rabbit holes, we should probably talk about who was the ultimate warrior in the book.
That's my line in the script.
Is it? My bad. I was looking at the script.
It's probably
going scriptless.
It's probably best you do it because I'm sitting here like I got to try to keep up with all the banners and.
Yeah, you've been killing it. So let me take this burden.
We got it. No, we got it.
Jarrod.
We got it.
You good? You want it?
No, go.
Okay, cool. Now's the time for us to talk about who is the ultimate warrior, where we spotlight the new warrior who distinguished himself or herself the most in the book. I'll go. I never go first. My personal ultimate warrior is Marvel Boy. Because one other part that we didn't mention that there are a couple things. He had just a couple of really good hero moments, and one where Starthief was kind of like, well, y'all, I'm going to have to vaporize the ship and you might be in it. And Marvel Boy was like, well, it might be for the greater good. Personally, I'd have been like, the hell you say? You better come up with some other solution that keeps me alive and back home. I left the fridge running. I got to go check on it. And then the other part of it was he was put in a fantastic situation. Jason mentioned very smartly that this has been an Earthbound team. He is in the Inhuman city of Attilan, which is this fantastical city that's on the moon. And he's like, yep, okay, this is the situation. We should be able to breathe because I've done my research on Attilan. And even Namorita kind of mentions like, oh, you just going with it, huh? You're just going to assess the whole situation and just go like that, right? And that's what he did. He was cool as a cucumber the entire time. And I thought that was really awesome. So Marvel Boy is my ultimate warrior.
Nice.
What about you, Jarrod? Who's your ultimate warrior?
Well, let's get Jason's.
Well, I guess I'll go with his compadre on that mission, Angelica, and the Firestar. I thought she did a great job also being way out of her element. I was just kind of thinking to myself, how assured would I be just flying through space over the moon, right? And it's like, oh, okay, so this telekinetic thing is going to protect me. That's what some trust in her teammate. And kind of being part of the trio that took out Starthief there in the third act. So I think that she really stood up what had to be a very terrifying and unique situation, and along with Mr. Astrovic there, kind of reached a new level of superhero-dom, if that's a word. So I'm going to go with Firestar.
Works for me. Hero-dom being a word, that is. And your explanation. You've been on point all night.
All right. Making up words, I don't know.
Jarrod, who's your ultimate warrior?
I bought myself a little extra time with Jason so I could cheat and be the only one that uses a graphic. But so there's my ultimate warrior. It is Nova. I liked Nova in this one because he started the book out like we saw, at high energy, high emotion, genuinely caring for this team. Out of all the team members, he's probably the most powerful. Well, Firestar, once she gets realized, will probably be the most powerful. But like Nova doesn't really need this team. He's got his own things, and he's powerful enough to do his own stuff. But like you clearly invested. When your most powerful guy is invested, it's like when Thor's invested in the Avengers. Like just he doesn't really need them, but he's invested, and so I got that vibe off of him, which I really liked. And then you got to see his angry side when he took old dude up and threatened to drop him from about 100 miles up, and he was not playing around.
Nah, that guy was street pizza.
Oh, that was cool. And then you got to see the joyfulness of him reuniting and his clear attraction to Namorita. But like what I really liked about it is, even though they had the little line in there, watch your hands or whatever, the way it was drawn, the way it was story told, it was just like he was genuinely happy to see her. It wasn't like, I didn't feel like it was smarmy or anything. It wasn't Guy Gardner-y, which has its own brand of humor, but you get my point. So I'm going with Nova.
Nice. We have all covered our ultimate warrior, and we should probably talk about the ultimate warrior then. Warrior.
Is it hard to say together?
I'm very proud being from Alabama that I'm able to differentiate
warrior and worrier.
Warrior. Who are you worried about from the book? Who kind of has you a little bit concerned? Jason, who are you worried about?
I think from the team, I'm not exceptionally worried about any of them in any particular reason. I think they all kind of stepped up and came through in this book. I don't have a lot of context. I guess I would go with Speedball. Just because to me, the one that really just kind of didn't seem to grow or develop during the course of this book was Speedball.
Yeah, that's kind of his character arc.
Yeah, I
think he's the Michelangelo of this team, if you will.
Well, the Iceman of the team.
He kind of seems stagnant while everybody else is kind of gaining experience and gaining knowledge. And going back to what Jarrod said about Nova, I think I would have said Nova was he was the team warrior at the beginning, right? But I think Nova learned the lesson that sometimes you just got to put things to the side. There are things you can control and things you can't control, and to get out and take care of the things you can control and trust in your team to do those things that you can't, right? So I think even he kind of learned a lesson through this. But Speedball, I just didn't see him being, as I'm thinking back through the story, he wasn't really integral to anything. Told some jokes.
Okay.
But
yep. I mean, jokes are important, and
I know.
I hope so, or we don't have any need to do a podcast whatsoever.
Have we grown? Really? Honestly?
Hey, there's no more Coke, Mike.
That's true. That's true. We all have better. And Jarrod, I don't know if you see, I got
headphones.
And if anything, I have these AirPods that I haven't tried yet. Maybe I should have done the AirPods, but either way.
Gotta recommend against that. Every time we've had people try AirPods on the StreamYard, it makes it worse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So with that, who is your ultimate warrior?
My ultimate warrior is a bit of a cheat this time, but I'm worried about Star Thief. He's kind of in some ways lost his way and in some ways found his way. But I'm worried that this is the last we're going to see a Star Thief, because remember we talked about I was unfamiliar with him until the book, so I don't know that he breaks out of this book. I think he's interesting enough. I think he has a great character design. I think his color scheme is good. I think the way he's designed is good. The way he's drawn is good. I think Star Thief actually kind of deserves more. And it would be really cool if I was wrong and Fabian gives him another something to do later on. He's one of those kind of guys who I could see actually being a villain that eventually joins the team because of his new course direction. But I'm worried because I think we might be done with him.
Yeah, like I very humorously think that like off panel at some point they're like, okay, yeah, let's see if we can get you out of this containment suit. And don't worry, we have the best scientists here on the Tillin. Uh-oh. Does anyone miss him yet? Okay. I don't know if he was used again. I would have to go and check it out on the Google machine. But
I tell you what, people in the chat, you guys do such a great job of keeping the spoilers out of it. If you just want to say we will see Star Thief again, that's okay. If you're in the chat and you want to let us know he pops up again somewhere, that's fine.
Well, we can claim him and put him on Team Boris Corpse. We're starting to put together our own super
oh my goodness,
squad.
Boris Corpse, Star Thief, Stegron.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were going to put
you've got to have a name for this team. You can't just put
Stegron and Friends is what it's going to be.
The Sinister Sucks.
See, that's funnier. Seriously, like Jason, like, did you get a good night's sleep?
I did. Had the day off, man. That's what it is.
I was all right.
Plug
for our show. We were talking about Boris Corpse on Crusader Chronicles, and I was laughing at my own joke on that one. We were talking about Boris Corpse wrote a self-help book. I can supervillain, and so can you. So welcome to the Boris Corpse show, everybody. If you don't know who he is, that's all right.
All right. And
we got a suggestion for that team, by the way. The One Officers.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Right there. Yep.
Anyways, back to the show. I'm sorry I got as far afield, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's all good. Only thing I was going to mention, I was a little bit worried about Nova. I thought he got a little bit too hot-headed at the start of the book. Like, fair. Almost to the point. Like, he didn't do the, okay, I'm going to kill you thing. Like, he didn't do that necessarily, but he definitely he definitely flew off the handle, but he did come back. But I was a little bit concerned about the behavior.
It had that vibe of Batman, and I don't remember which movie it was, where the guy was like, from this height, the fall won't kill me. And Batman goes, I'm counting on it. And he drops. He broke his ankles. That's the vibe I got from him.
Yeah. And, that's a heck of a vibe to play. It's like, yeah, what happens when you go too far with that? Then it's kind of like, oops, I may have committed a murder. So, yeah, that is funny. Like, so Star Thief was treated like The Simpsons used Poochie, or like Family Matters did with their youngest daughter who walked up the stairs and was never seen again.
Same thing happened on Happy Days. Cunningham's older brother.
Yep. All right. So we did the Warrior. We talked about the book. We're going to rate the book before we close out because we've gone a little bit long, but it has been an enjoyable discussion.
We had our first guest, and for it to be Jason and us for only to be 8 minutes over budget, that's a win for me.
I'm trying to be good.
You are being great, Jason, and
be a good guest.
Continue to be great, and tell us what you would rate New Warriors issue 6.
Scale of 1 to 10 again.
Yes, sir. 1 through 10.
All right. Jarrod wants a drum roll. Give him a drum roll. I'm going to give this one an 8. This is a strong one out of the gate for me. Again, don't want to quite give it a 10 because I have a feeling there's probably better issues out there. But for somebody that's just jumping aboard for the first time, good read. I flew through the issue, enjoyed it. Good action, good character development, strong start for me. So 8 points.
That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. What about you, Jarrod?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a big surprise for Action Film Face-Off fans here. Jason and I are going to match game. I'm going to go with an 8. I've been reading along for a while, and, it might be because it's the first one I had in my hands. It's always more fun to read Christian's not watching, so read the floppy. He doesn't like that phrase, but to read the floppy, to read the original issue. So that really bumped up the fun for me. But like Jason said, it was a breezy read, good capture of the characters, and crammed a lot in, but didn't feel like it was drawn out. So yep, 8 for me.
Yeah, Fabian and crew have done a really good job at putting a lot in 22 pages and not making it feel crammed up. And so that's really good. I'm with y'all. I'm on an 8. I thought it was a very good story. Artwork as normal was fantastic, but it's just complementary to the story. So just a lot of good elements that are going into the book. And I'm looking forward to seeing where issue 7 goes, because I definitely remember a particular battle in the book that was, it was not nice. It was not nice of a battle, but it was just, I think it's going to be a good one to discuss. So yeah, good times ahead, but good times in this issue too. 8s all around. That was cool. And man, that's it. We're done with the show. But
I got a couple things. A couple more suggestions for the team. Stegron and the Loose Swords.
I like it. I like it.
And the LBC Crew Crushers. They're also our bowling team.
Hey, I can contribute a solid 130 to that team. So
anyways,
I could add another 70 to that probably.
Sweet. Almost a decent team. Or not really. But please come back and join us for the next episode where we discuss New Warriors 7, where we have the return of Silhouette, and by the looks of the cover, a very popular anti-hero. Do you have that cover, Jarrod? Do you have that by you?
I don't have it on hand to put on the screen, but I do. It is, because I have the floppy. It is featured at the end of the letters column. And I see Night Thrasher. And I see who I can only assume is Tiger Man. And I see a Punisher symbol in the background.
Ooh, that must be the anti-hero to whom you refer.
Must be. Well, got some more boilerplate to read, because we've got to pimp out our other stuff, y'all. I mean, even though we could just pimp out the show alone, but that would be selfish, because we're part of the Longbox Crusade, and we are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, most podcatchers. You can find us on Twitter at Longbox Crusade, Facebook, Longbox Crusade, Instagram, Patreon at Longbox Crusade. Here on the YouTube channel, we do a live stream. We just did one this past Sunday. It's every second Sunday of the month. We played Pictionary. A lot of the audience that we played and we beat down mercilessly, they were not happy.
I think we lost money on that episode, boys.
We lost money, but we gained camaraderie as a team. That's for sure. I was so impressed with the effort of the Longbox Crusade crew. We killed it. Anyway, you can email us old school at contact@longboxcrusade.com. Special shout out to the Crusaders Club members. We love and appreciate you. And if you want to be a part of the Crusaders Club member and get involved in fun like this, it is only $1 a month. Jason, where can you be found on the internet, man? Thanks for coming. We really appreciate you being here.
Oh, I had a great time. Thanks for the invite. You can find me at Weasel Skull on Twitter or Jason Alberich on Facebook and Instagram.
Seriously, so proud of you.
I don't know what to do.
I see the pride in both your eyes.
I don't know what to do.
This is incredible. Jarrod, where can you be found?
Before I rattle that off, Tim Price in the chat says, will we be having another guest star? Delvin gets to make all those decisions, but if you're interested in guesting on the show, he's going to tell you where he can be found momentarily, and just hit him up, and you too can be a guest star on the show. To hit me up, you could do that too, and I'll be happy to forward it to Delvin. I can be found at Yard Sale Artist, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all at Yard Sale Artist. So again, you guys want to be part of the show, you can hit me up at Yard Sale Artist. I will forward it to our very own Black Bolt, Delvin Williams.
Yeah, it worked. Okay. Hold on. I got a bit for this. So after the very own Black Bolt, you've got to ask me where can I be found?
Where can you be found? Exactly. That's the
Yeah,
Black
all
Bolt
right.
bit right there.
Thank you.
Your
All right.
Medusa. His Majesty can be found at.
Yes, I need an emissary to say that I can be found at DEE_RAY1977 on Twitter. Tim or anyone else, if you're interested in coming onto the show, let me know. We'd love to have you. It absolutely was fun having Jason here. And having a third to the Jarrod Delvin dynamic couldn't go wrong.
This means I can take an episode off every once in a while. We got a guy who's trained. Nope. Okay. Another, Auburn Elvis, he's taking care of business today. As a reminder, you can catch all three of us plus Pat Sampson at Dragon Con in Atlanta. It's the very last weekend in August, first weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Come see us. And if you bring, one of the sweet shirts that you can get from TeePublic, we'll sign them for you. If you buy more than 3, then Jason will wash them for you. So there's that.
And I'll wash it cold too, so it doesn't shrink.
That's very considerate of you.
What I'm trying to get now, why am I getting no Jarrod knows and booze in this? What did I say? I don't even know what I said, but people get mad at me in the chat. I don't even know what I did.
I'm not sure. We can figure it out later. We should probably
Jarrod,
close out.
They want to know when your adult film is coming out there. So.
Oh, my stash.
It stayed on. It stayed on.
Yeah, it did. It's really stayed on tonight. No problem.
Well, miracles never cease. I'm going to go eat tacos, fellas. But I guess I should close out with a tagline. Make sure to please be a hero to somebody out there, even if it's just to yourself.
That's our tagline.
That is.
That's a good tagline.
That's a good one. I haven't paid attention to 6 episodes. Good news update. The reason people were upset in the chat is they thought of me taking off an episode. So it was a heartfelt. You can't.
Oh yeah, I'm never letting them take it off.
All right,
that's not gonna happen.
All right, I feel better. Anyway, you were about to wrap the show and I effed it up. I was so good. Jason's been the good one. I'm gonna put myself on mute. You do your thing.
It's okay. Put yourself on mute. We can put ourselves on freeze because that's the end of the show.
Well, okay. Well, bye everybody.
Bye. Wait, that wasn't a freeze.